Hello.
Hi guys, how are
Hey,
Gotta love Zoom stuff. You gotta wait for all of us to like get in and click the right buttons and stuff.
That's
yep.
right.
Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn are joining me right now. I first thank you so much for taking the time. I know you guys are very, very busy. Thank you for talking with us. You got a little bit going on, just a tad. I get to talk to you today because the live stream that you did in celebration of the release of one of the biggest records from one of the biggest bands in the world, Scaled and Icy, came out in 2021, but now you're taking it to the movie theaters, and we get to see, and it's an extended performance, the 21 Pilots cinema experience, May 19th, and then there's going to be more showings on the 22nd. Do you guys ever think or plan on being on a movie screen?
Yeah, that was not ever my dream, but it happened. Josh, I was thinking we could go. So it's a one night event. I think there's a few markets where there might be 2 nights, 2 showings, but it's one night. And maybe we should pitch this that like we've got Santa's sleigh and we're able to get to each theater that night somehow and say hi to everyone just to sell some more tickets.
Maybe you can't do that. Well, I mean, however you gotta pitch it. God, your imagination, like the two of you,
Sorry.
your imaginations are just great. And I wanted to talk to you about how you come up with the lore of it all. But Santa's sleigh would be great. Have people bring the milk and cookies and watch 21 Pilots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
not, he's not using it right now.
But basically, yeah, like you said, we did a live stream to release our record last year, and we've since kind of mixed the audio for a movie theater, which is insane. Being kind of an audio guy myself, the mix process of this 5.1 surround thing, it's incredible. So I know the word experience gets thrown around a lot. It's a theatrical or theater experience or whatever, but it really is, you hear it and feel it in a different way than anything we've ever done. And so I'm excited just to hear it in the theater as well as see everything that's new.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, are you guys planning on going to watch it in the theater yourselves when it comes out?
I think so. I think we talked about maybe having like a friends and family premiere like the day before somewhere. Josh, at your house, maybe. Thanks.
Josh
Yeah,
throwing the party.
yeah. I just have one of those old like tube box TVs or whatever with the bunny ear antennas. But I think that will work.
You'll pick it up somehow. You'll figure.
Yeah.
No, really, the weird. I mean, have you thought about what that might be like to watch yourself doing a whole concert on the big screen? I imagine. Well, gosh, any of us will look at you and we're such fans. You've got to be so stoked on seeing yourselves in the way that we get to see you and experience you. But it's got to be a little nerve wracking too, I would think.
Yeah, actually, go ahead, Josh.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say that I think that it is, but I also was just thinking about the kind of like cool thing about this is sort of full circle. The whole reason that we did a live stream and kind of like did something virtual thing was because we couldn't tour, we couldn't get in front of people, and people couldn't gather together, and so this was an experience that we wanted to do so that we could still kind of somewhat interact or be able to play our music for people, but it was kind of everybody just individually sitting at home and watching this thing on their phone or on a computer. And now it feels really cool to to relive that moment, but have people gather again to watch it. And so yeah, I think that's the cool thing about this.
It is so cool. And it's so weird. I was just thinking the other day about how we went into this like crazy way of living. And then now we're back to doing it all again. And what a celebration it is to be able to gather again and to get to do the stuff that we for a bit didn't know that we were going to be able to do. And it's also interesting because with Scaled and Icy, you talk about so many of feelings that we were all experiencing during that time. And now it's almost like closure with it. But we get to see you guys again, though, because the tour is coming through August 18th. This one is at St. Paul XL Energy Center. And I'm wondering how you're gearing up for tour. Are you feeling good about it, going back out on the road and doing this second leg of things?
Yeah, no, I feel, it's a little bit different. I have 2 daughters now, which is insane to say. The other day, my youngest is like 3 weeks old, and I didn't know, I've never had to differentiate between the two when talking about one before. And so when I was talking about my eldest daughter, I'm still working on it, but I refer to her as my original daughter, because I don't know how to talk about. So having 2 kids, it's there's a lot of nuance stuff that you got to learn, including the vernacular of how to even reference them. So going out on tour is going to be fun. I hope to figure out a way to bring them out there with us, and we'll see if they're tour bus babies or not.
That's exactly what I was going to ask with your families and Josh, your wife. Like, are you guys going to be able to bring your family out? Is it more important or to do that now? It's a new thing that you're navigating, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you're going to see. You answer the question for me. You'll figure it out how it goes. But we'll be with you on tour for a bit.
I mean, Josh, you're bringing your wife around when she wants to come around, right?
Yeah. I think it's
So I'll bring my wife around.
Guess it's you doing it.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, it's when you kind of like tour, you're away from home for a living. It's fun to, maybe not all the time, but a good chunk of time, bring out family, even friends sometimes, and bringing people into this world and having people around us that we love and that love and care about us. It makes traveling and being away from home easier.
Yeah, and I also think that Josh and I, we kind of toured basically nonstop for almost 10 years, and it became our normal. And then we were fortunate enough to take some breaks and have some real significant windows of time. And I think that's when not only were our families growing, and we were really putting our roots down, but we also started to realize that being on tour that's not a normal experience. It's not a normal life. And so you really do need that anchor to tie you down to, where you're from, what is your purpose for doing what you're doing, really grounding you. And when we go on tour, our main goal is let's bring our families with us, because that is the thing that keeps us grounded, and also reminds us, it's not normal to wake up every day in a new city. And so treating it more of like a vacation for the family, and trying to make sure that they're enjoying themselves. It gives that travel a little bit more purpose, and also keeps you grounded. So it's nice.
It's so cool. I was going to mention that you guys just work so hard. I've watched you go from like playing shows, opening up for people in Florida, where I'm from, and being like, these guys are pretty cool, to just like taking over the world. And it's really been awesome to watch you guys grow so much. You're so deserving of it. And it's just cool that you get to take your family out now and show them things.
Yeah. And I will say first off, I appreciate that. That means a lot. There are a lot of bands and artists that are not fortunate enough to do what we do when it comes to being able to take your families out. I mean, there are bands that they'll mom or dad disappears for months on end to go tour, and they've just got to, there's a lot of crew members that operate this way. There are a lot of people that travel and do the touring thing without having the resources to bring their families along. And we know that, we recognize that. And it makes it all this, more sweet that we get to do it, because we know how rare it is.
Appreciate your gratitude, because I think that's part of it that keeps you're going and doing it. And gosh, I wanted to ask about how you come up with the lore. I'm watching videos like the outside video and just seeing how there's so much that goes into you guys. I know that, or I hope that everybody knows this as fans, how much you put into the creativity behind it all. And I'm wondering what keeps you going and being able to come up with these stories and, telling us more about the bishops and the characters.
I mean, it's really cool that you, first off, it's almost like when someone brings up the lore that's behind the music, it's almost like, we're connected. You kind of get it. You picked up on what we've been kind of setting down as we go, which is really cool. Because not everyone does, and that's okay. In fact, we've kind of, structured it that way. We want the songs to still be impactful and enjoyable on its face, but we also wanted there to always be something more if you wanted there to be something more. And this story that we've been telling for all of our records is one that not only have the fans, kind of cracked some codes and figured out and saw kind of this, what this narrative has been, where it's been going and the turns it's been, that it's taken. It also, there's a lot of it that may never see the light of day, because really the function of this story is for us as creators to hold ourselves accountable, to, continue to operate in the same world and trying to, move that narrative forward and stay focused and be intentional about your songwriting and your lyrics. There's a lot of times where you can feel yourself as someone who just creates something out of thin air. It's such a daunting realization that you can go in any direction, you can pluck from anything to create, which is inspiring, but at the same time, like I said, daunting. And so having a narrative, having kind of a through line to keep us, focused, and it's really been helpful. So as much as when fans do kind of crack into it and they pick up on all the characters and the story and the hints we've been dropping since the beginning of where this thing is headed, and it is going to end too. There is a finale, which I'm really excited about. But even more than just letting the fans enjoy that, it's been a vehicle for us to use while creating and kind of hanging on for dear life when it feels like, wait, hold on, now people want to hear what we're saying and what we're doing, because we started with that wasn't the case. So it's been helpful for us.
Yeah, well, it's been helpful for everybody that hears your music. And like you said, having the opportunity to dig deeper when we do want more, it's really cool. You guys are like no other. And I'm not just trying to sit here and blow smoke up your ass. I'm telling you that it's something that's very unique and very appreciated about you. And I'm getting the warning to wrap up. I'm so sorry.
I hate that warning.
Yeah. But I did want to ask you, the last time I was at your show, I looked around and I wondered, are these guys getting love from duct tape? Because everybody in the audience has duct tape, and it's because of you, pretty much. And I hope that you're getting some love.
We should start our own yellow tape company.
Like, they need their own 21 Pilots tape. Like, I mean, if you're looking for things, you guys aren't hurting, but it's an avenue if you haven't explored it yet. That's my creativity for you.
Yeah, no, that's we'll give you a royalty if we do it. If there's anything left after our label takes it all. So
okay, yeah, of course. I thank you guys so much. I'll let you go ahead and carry on with your day, but I truly thank you for taking some time with me today. And like I said, we're stoked to see the movie and the theaters, and then also get to see you live in person. One of the best live shows that you will ever see is 21 Pilots, August 18th at Xcel Energy Center. Thank you so much, Tyler and Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.